Hi, this is Julie from Totally Holistic Health. If you are there, if you want to just say hello on chat roll, if you can see and hear me. Just writing on the actual chat roll here. So just let me know if you can actually see and hear me here. Hang on a second. Where are we? Right. Okay, can you all see and hear me? If you just want to press the play button as well on the middle of the screen, that would be really cool. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Let's first look and actually see what an allergy actually is. Basically, the body has a really good immune system and it's able to deal with most things, but an allergy is basically a response to something that is normally totally harmless, but the body can't actually deal with it. The main one that most people know of is obviously hay fever, which is called seasonal allergic rhinitis. It's probably the most widely recognised allergen, or allergy, should I say. Symptoms of hay fever generally mean things like inflammation of the mucous membranes of the nose, which cause sneezing, itching, runny nose, watery eyes, and nasal congestion. So let's make sure that nobody else is here. That's okay. Congestion, and also obviously it's very unpleasant as well. Basically, the allergen is actually the substance that actually produces the reaction to certain individuals. It's basically an exaggerated response to the immune system to such substances like grass or tree pollen, mold, spores from mold, house dust, mites, obviously animals as well, cats and dogs. If you look at it in a more holistic way as well, an allergen actually leads to a disturbance of the natural flow of the body's energies and the meridians. So even to like such a small exposure of the allergen as well. So it's really important to be able to deal with that as well. It's not really known why people actually have just sort of predisposition to be allergic, but in some people it can be genetic. So obviously severe virus infections can cause damage to the immune system as well, so it makes people more susceptible to developing allergies in the future. Also, being excessively cleaning everything these days, which people tend to do, can cause the body to be more susceptible because the immune system, which normally recognise the allergens, are less active because they don't actually have to deal with too much because we tend to clear it away first. Also, pollutants such as exhaust fumes as well tend to aggravate the immune system too. Your normal allergic responses can be the common allergic responses tend to be sort of the pollen from trees and grasses, proteins that are secreted from house dust mites, molds, obviously foods such as peanuts, tree nuts, milk and eggs as well. Certain dogs and cats, pets and things, but also things like horses as well, and rabbits and guinea pigs are quite common. Insects like wasp and bee stings can cause allergic reactions, and certain medicines can as well. They sort of may cause reactions by binding with the proteins in the blood, and then that can trigger a reaction. The most common symptoms regarding sort of hay fever is things like sneezing, wheezing, some sinus pain, runny nose, coughing, little rash and hives, swelling, itchy eyes, lips, throat and mouth, shortness of breath, and obviously in some allergies like foodborne, you can get sickness and diarrhea and vomiting as well, and also increase in the nasal airway secretions. So allergies basically is allergic response, as I said, to resulting in the chemical release into the tissues of a particular part of the body. So if say for instance you have an allergic reaction to something that's put on the skin, you tend to find that it actually just stays on the skin, or if the allergen comes into contact with the eyes, it will obviously affect the eyes. So it tends to really just stick in that one particular area. However, obviously something like anaphylactic shock obviously can affect the whole body, and obviously that's far more serious, and obviously that is quite a significant allergic reaction. So basically, as I said, allergic reaction is basically an autoimmune response, and the body actually produces histamine, which is why we take antihistamines to help reduce the symptoms. But obviously it's good to be able to support the body in other ways and help prevent or reduce the allergies. Allergies are protein-based. They're also found in a variety of substances in the environment. So in an allergic person, they tend to be perceived as a threat, and the body basically will respond appropriately. So basically, if we consider that an allergen is an autoimmune response, obviously the more we can do to build up and boost the body, the better. But it's obviously important to find out what the actual main allergen is as well. Obviously some people say it's pollen. Obviously some people can be more specific. It can be like tree pollen or grasses. It's always important probably to find out what it actually is. And as a kinesiologist, I'm usually able to identify what the actual allergen is, whether it's a food or a pollen. And basically, once you've actually identified it, then what we do, we actually find out how it's actually affecting the body, and then we actually strengthen the body up so it doesn't actually get the same response from the body. So you don't tend to get the same allergic response. So it's also very useful, and obviously, and histamine, which is what's actually produced by the body, is. As I said, the allergen actually is attacked by the immune system, and then it's bound by an antibody, and then this binds to white blood cells called mast cells, and then the histamine is actually released, which causes the hay fever symptoms. So once we can actually understand that the reaction is an autoimmune response, then basically we can actually see that our immune system actually needs all the support it can get. So what we do obviously is give it lots of antioxidants and also anti-inflammatories, which help support it. So what's an antioxidant? Well, you've probably heard of the ACE vitamins, which is vitamin A, C and E, and they basically help defend the body against pollution, stress and other unwanted free radicals as well. So it's obviously really, really useful to get hold of some. Basically, I use this one. This is a really, really good one. Oops, there we go. It's all natural. We don't use any chemicals in there as well. So we don't use chemical binders or talcum powder as fillers. It's purely plant extracts, and obviously there is some organic products, ingredients in there as well. So it's a really good thing to take, and it's really good for general maintenance as well, really, to be fair, inside and out. So basically it's really important to help support the immune system as well, as I said, and considering that sort of 60 to 80% of our entire immune system is actually located in our digestive system, it's also really important as well to boost your digestive tract. So I've actually got a little video here that I thought might be fun to actually see. Hang on a second. Let's just turn that screen around so we can see it here. Okay, let's see this.
This one, teaching them the difference between things they should fight off.
Go back to the start.
The next time you look in the mirror, think about this. In many ways, you're more microbe than human. There are 10 times more cells from microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, than human cells in and on our bodies. And our genes are outnumbered 100 to 1 by microbial genes. Scientists even have a name for all these microbial genes, the human microbiome. Now, this might make a lot of people rush for the hand sanitizer. But it turns out most of these microorganisms aren't bad, germs that will make us sick. Most are good. And without these good microbes, our bodies don't seem to do as well. We don't seem to be as healthy, and we actually might get sick more often. So one question is, where do our microbiomes come from in the first place? Well, like a lot of things, it starts with our mothers. As the infant passes through the birth canal, it gets coated with microbes from the mom. These microbes may kind of seed the baby with just the right mix. combined with bacteria in breast milk and other microbes we encounter early on, they seem to slowly take shape in our first few years of life. The overall mix of our microbes becomes very personal, sort of like a fingerprint or maybe a blood type. But our microbes tend to resemble those of our parents and siblings and may stay with us for much of our lives. They may also be doing all sorts of things, such as educating our immune cells, like this one, teaching them the difference between things they should fight off, bad bugs that might make us sick, and things that aren't a threat, like our good microbes. When we're adults, microbes become our first line of defense, fighting off germs that try to invade our bodies, protecting their turf while protecting our health. Scientists have discovered they can even spew out their own antibiotics. The types of microbes in your body vary depending on exactly where they live, like different ecosystems in nature. There are wet places like our mouths, noses, and armpits, oily places like our scalps and backs, and dry places like our forearms. Different species of microbes have adapted to each of these habitats. The biggest, most important microbial habitat seems to be in the gut. It's the most complex, the most diverse, and everything microbes are doing everywhere else in our bodies, fighting off infections, revving up and dampening down our immune systems, signaling cells, that's all happening in the gut in spades. They even seem to help regulate our metabolisms, how much energy we burn and how much fat we store. So if it's not functioning properly for some reason, because of what we eat, antibiotics we take, that may actually lead to all kinds of diseases. Diseases like colon cancer, colitis, maybe even diabetes and obesity. Some scientists think one reason a lot of diseases are increasing is because we've lost key gut microbes. Our microbiomes look far less diverse compared to those of people in less developed countries and earlier generations. And remember how we get our microbiomes in the first place? From our mothers when we're born and from breast milk? Well, some scientists think that too many babies aren't getting that because of all the C-sections and not enough breastfeeding, plus all the antibiotics kids get these days and our obsession with cleanliness. All this may help explain why problems like asthma and allergies have been soaring. Maybe because our microbiomes never taught our immune systems how to work the right way. Maybe swallowing good microbes, probiotics, could prevent and treat some diseases. So could taking prebiotics, essentially food that good microbes love. We end our story with a reminder. This research is really new. We still have a lot to learn about what many of our microbes are really doing. But scientists say that it's getting clearer and clearer that the tiny organisms all over our bodies are essential to our health and happiness.
Hi, we're back again. I thought that was quite an interesting view on just basically looking at and how important the digestive system is within the immune system of the body. So obviously a good probiotic is fantastic, and obviously a good antioxidant is also really needed as well, just to boost the immune system. Obviously things like aromatherapy oils can also help as well. I mean, there is a really nice blend that I tend to use, which is basically called a cleanse blend. So basically it makes it easier because it's got all the things you actually need in it, but all you need is a diffuser or a bowl of steaming water and a towel over your head, basically to help clear your nose and your head. It's fantastic. It contains black pepper, palmarosa, peppermint, sage, and also a lemon essential oils, so it's fantastic. There's also a really nice summer tea that I tend to use as well, and one of the main ingredients in that is called eyebright, which basically helps inflamed mucous membranes, so it's really, really good. It's also got licorice in it as well, which basically supports when you're feeling really stressed and exhausted, so it's a really, really good one to try. Elderflower is a natural antihistamine itself. It's also a really good decongestant as well, so that's also in the tea. I've also got nettle as well, which is also again a very natural antihistamine, and then you've got peppermint as well, which helps decongest and clears the nose. And it's great with the tea bags as well, because when they're actually cold, if you put them on your eyes, they help soothe the eyes as well, because they've got the eye bright in it. But also if you're making your tea, if you put a slice of lemon in it, it's really, really nice, because it's quite refreshing as well. And also you can also add local honey too as well, because that's a really good way of getting rid of or helping the symptoms of hay fever. As I said, eyebright's really good. It's actually very famous for treating eye-related problems as well, so it's a great one to have when you've got hay fever. Also, it's quite beneficial in treating respiratory tract conditions as well, which also things like, sinusitis and allergies, so it's good for that. And the elderflower, as I said before, is a really good antiseptic and anti-inflammatory, and nettle is actually a traditional remedy for allergies as well. A really good thing to try is aloe vera as well, because it's great for soothing skin conditions like burns and eczema, but also it sort of helps soothe the skin, with any sort of itching that occurs. It's also really good to take internally as well, because it's good for regulating the immune system as well. So let's have a look at some products that actually will help once you've actually got the symptoms. I actually swear by this. It's absolutely fantastic. It's actually a white tea eye gel. Okay, it's a really favourite one for me to use in the summer. It's really soothing. It's actually moisturises around the eye as well, so it's actually quite refreshing. It's also got aloe vera in it as well, so it's really, really cooling when you've got itchy, inflamed eyes. So it's really, really nice to put on the eyes, because it's soothing. And if you have particularly bad symptoms, it's great to carry around in your handbag or in your pocket or something. They also do a really nice spray mist as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And this is great if you put it in the fridge and then spray it on your face. It's absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I think I'll have a spray now. It's nice and cooling. It's very, very nice. And that actually has black flower remedies in it as well, so it's really, really good to use. Where are we? Also, other herbs that will help as well. And you've got things like lavender and aloe vera, which is a great one to try. Hang on a second, I'll show you that one. So we've got lavender and aloe vera cooling gel. Again, it's a really good one for, it's a soothing cream for minor burns and scalds, but it's a really, really good one to put on the skin if you're sort of really, really suffering with sort of like itchy skin. Another really good one, and also it's very calming and soothing as well. I've also got calendula as well, again, which is a really nice one to do, and I'll show you some calendula. Here we go, calendula cream as well, which is a really, really nice one to do. Again, that's very soothing for irritated, inflamed skins and rashes. It's all very natural. It's 71% organic as well, so it's a really, really good option to try. And also eucalyptus is great as well if you've got really stuffy nose. Zinc is a really, really good supplement to try as well, because it's a really good supportive mineral as well. So basically, if you have an allergy that affects the skin, it also will help you support the immune system, but also help with the skin allergy as well. So it's a really, really good one to try. So as you can see, there's lots of different things that we can do to help with allergies. I would probably suggest a kinesiology treatment would be really, really beneficial for you to help boost your immune system, but also to see how it's affecting the body. And then once you've actually found out how it's actually affecting the body, then you can actually strengthen the body up to help deal with it, basically. If there's any other questions you'd like to actually ask, I'm going to be here for about another 3 or 4 minutes to answer any questions. You can always contact me via my email, which is info@totallyholistichealth.co.uk, or you can telephone me. My number is 0161 374 2602. But I will actually stay online for a little bit longer, just for you to see if there's anything else you want to ask me. Okay, I was going to check out here. Okay. Right, well, I'll leave it there with you. If there's anything you need to ask me, obviously you've got my email address, which is info@totallyholistichealth.co.uk, or you can call me on 0161 374 2602. Okay, until next time, take care, bye.